A Yucaipa student took her life after being bullied over the internet.
It was a weekend for Los Angeles football team, a great one that is, as the Chargers and the Rams both picked up big wins.
And Cal State Fullerton's interim provost steps down as the search for a new university president continues. All this and more as OCU News starts now.
Welcome and thank you for joining us this evening on OC News. I'm Abby Fernandez.
And I'm John Antonio. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton.
As Southern California is under a red flag warning due to strong Santa Ana winds, a fire started near homes in Riverside on Monday. The fire began shortly after 1 p.m. at the intersection of Julian Drive and Crest Avenue. Currently, 10 acres have been reported as burned. A dozen homes between Crest and Jurupa Avenue have been evacuated. Residents are being told to evacuate to Norte Vista High School. As the story develops, we will bring you the latest updates.
The parents of a bullied California middle schooler who was said to be just full of life are mourning her death and wondering what more could have been done to save her 13-year-old Rosalie Avila of Yucaipa, who hung herself last Tuesday evening after scribbling apology notes to her parents for the pain she knew her death would cause them. Over the past 2 months, her parents noticed their daughter had become more reclusive, and then they put her in counseling after discovering she had been cutting herself. Rosalie's parents knew she was being bullied at school and on social media by classmates. Rosalie's classmates taunted her for her braces and called her ugly. Her parents blamed the school for not doing more to protect Rosalie and urged administrators to be tougher on bullying. If you or anyone you know is feeling suicidal, you can call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline 24 hours a day at 1-800-273-8255.
Police are searching for the driver of a car who struck and killed a 62-year-old woman while she was crossing the street in Anaheim. Police said the driver ran over a woman near La Palma Avenue and Whittier Street around 5 p.m. Sunday and continued eastbound on La Palma. The 62-year-old woman was pronounced dead at the scene after witnesses said the driver hit the woman and then fled the crash. Her identity has not been released. Anaheim police said the suspect was driving a silver sedan or a small SUV with possible front-end damage. Anyone with information is urged to call the Anaheim Police Department at 714-765-1900.
Another major change-up in the California State Fullerton administration. Stephanie Stevens has the story.
Yet another change is happening at the top level of leadership for Cal State Fullerton. Interim Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs, Anil Puri, is stepping down, effective at the beginning of next year. This comes after President Garcia's announcement last month that she will be leaving the university after holding her presidency position for 6 years. Puri has been serving as Interim Provost since July 2016. Earlier this year, he removed himself from being a candidate as a permanent provost. He will now serve as director and dean of the Dean and Woods Center for Economic Analysis and Forecasting. President Garcia thanked Puri for his service and Cal State Fullerton, and Garcia is confident that his decision will be the right one for him and his family. But here's the bigger issue. With President Garcia leaving the university, and now Puri has announced, due to his inability to commit to the search of a new permanent president to replace Garcia, he will also be leaving. And with the new interim provost announced to hold his position, how strong is the leadership at Cal State Fullerton? And why are a majority of the administrators on campus interims rather than holding a permanent position? We see a constant swap of interims being moved to other interim positions. Another example is happening with Carrie Knutson-Miller, who was Dean of the University Extended Education and Associate Vice President of International Programs and Global Engagement. She has been appointed Provost for the 2.5-year term while the university searches for a new president. Knutson-Miller starts in January and will be the part-time search team for the Provost to replace her current position by the end of the year.
Coming up, we bring you the latest in entertainment news, including upcoming movie teases, also how K-pop is influencing Western music.
And later, we will look at a way for students who are worried about finals to take a break from all the stress.
Welcome back to OC News. New milestones are being reached in technology and medicine. Chanel Riggin has more on the one miracle birth and new technology that may be able to help those suffering from depression.
This Christmas season, a special birth is being celebrated in Texas. A woman who had been born without a uterus gave birth to a baby at Baylor University Medical Center in Dallas. It's the first birth in the U.S. to occur as a result of a womb transplant, a milestone for the United States. The hospital did not identify the mother, citing her privacy. Giuliano Testa, the principal investigator of the uterine transplant clinical trial at Baylor, called the birth a milestone and a beautiful moment of love and hope for a mother who had been told she would never be able to carry her own child. Depression is definitely something that cannot be ignored. Rachel Vito has information on the new technology, Arc Humanity, that serves to give attention to people in need.
For a lot of college students, the busyness of college can contribute to concerning mental health issues such as depression. Cal State Fullerton and health organizations recognize this and encourage students to explore helpful resources offered to them on and off campus. It's very common today for the average student, maybe your best friend or your lab partner, to suffer with depression. According to an article on depression in college students by Healthline, suicide is ranked second and the leading cause of death among people aged 15 to 34.
When they take on too much responsibility, they could have breakdowns, they could really affect their way of life, like their friendships, their family, and some people have it good, some people have it bad.
On September 18th, Dr. Yucaipa from the HCOM department sent out a survey to CSUF students to get an analysis of the campus's mental health and their opinion towards online social support. The survey is Yucaipa's own research and is not affiliated with the HCOM department. Herself and her team of researchers are developing the technology Arc Humanity. Arc Humanity works to view social media posts such as tweets involving keywords associated with depression or suicide as a cry for help in which the team will act upon. Apart from the Arc Humanity technology, the university wants to remind students that the Counseling and Psychological Services program is located in the Student Wellness Center. At Cal State Fullerton, our university wants you to know that if you're struggling with mental health, help is available. Reporting for OC News, this is Rachel Vito.
And to finish up this week's health segment, with mental health being a recent topic of discussion among several celebrities, we'll take a look at the impact Logic has made with his 1-800 song. Reporter Laura Kinton has the story.
I'll let y'all sing it. Sing it if you know it as loud as you can.
Earlier this year, rapper and songwriter Logic released a song called 1-800-273-8255, also known as the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. It was a song that started an important conversation and left a huge impact.
It is important that somebody starts talking about it. I feel like at this point, doesn't matter who, maybe not, as long as the conversation starts happening.
The song reached a large audience when he performed it at the MTV VMAs and invited attempt survivors on stage with him. The Lifeline received 5,041 calls the next day, and searches for the phone number are 25% higher than before.
My jaw kind of dropped, because you don't expect, especially at the VMAs, for somebody to perform something so, impacting.
The lyrics are dark, being careful to describe the realness of being in that situation, then end with finding hope.
That's the important part of it, that it kind of gave people hope that you could feel this way, you could feel like you don't want your life. But the moment you want it, you can fight for it.
Logic's 1-800 song was announced last week to be nominated for a Grammy for Song of the Year and Best Music Video.
I play the song and it gives me like a soothing feeling, just from the beat to the lyrics to everything. It gives you a soothing feeling of there's peace, there's hope. You're not the only person feeling this way. You will never be the last person feeling this way.
On our campus of Cal State Fullerton, we have our own student health center where you could go to seek help or advice. Again, the name of his song and the number for the Suicide Lifeline is 1-800-273-8255. I'm Laura Quinton reporting for OC News.
And now to Rachel Vito with reports on what's going on in the world of entertainment.
There's a lot of exciting news happening in the entertainment world. For instance, yesterday Universal Studios dropped a teaser for the long-awaited upcoming film Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. In the teaser, fans see Chris Pratt's character Owen Grady fleeing from a herd of dinosaurs as chaos unravels around him. The 16-second teaser premiered last night, and the official trailer for the film drops this Thursday, December 7th. The film itself is scheduled to be released in theaters everywhere this summer. Moving away from the world of film, the music industry has been creating a history as Western sound is now being influenced by K-pop. Specifically speaking, the hit boy band BTS, after making a breakthrough performance on the AMAs 2 weeks ago, BTS wowed and surprised American fans everywhere. Since then, they booked on American talk shows such as The Tonight Show, The Late Late Show, and Ellen. The fandom and audiences of K-pop lovers is continuing to grow as K-pop is making its mark on American music. For the first time this past weekend, BTS has had one of songs streamed on Kiss FM. It's safe to say that K-pop is eating its way into the American music industry. That's all there is for entertainment. Back to Anchors at the Desk.
Thanks, Rachel. And coming up after the break, we will check on the Rams and the Chargers as they look to continue their winning ways.
Also, we will get an update on the latest trends in holiday makeup right after this.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
The City of Angels had much to cheer about over the weekend. Both Los Angeles football teams, the Rams and the Chargers, picked up wins on Sunday. The 8-3 Rams were on Arizona and immediately took control earlier this game with an interception by LaMarcus Joyner. In the next play, Jared Goff completes a touchdown pass on 4th and goal to Jared Everett. Later on in the second quarter, Alec Ogletree intercepts Cardinals quarterback Blaine Gabbert again and takes it for a Rams' second touchdown for this game. The Cardinals eventually countered back with 2 back-to-back touchdowns to close the early 16-0 gap led by the Rams when Blaine Gabbert throws to future Hall of Famer Larry Fitzgerald. But that was as close as the Cardinals could get as Los Angeles quarterback Jared Goff throws to Sammy Watkins for a touchdown in the third quarter and a final score of 32-16. The Rams were currently in the first place in the NFC West ahead of the Seattle Seahawks by the 1 game. The other hometown team, Los Angeles Chargers, were at home Sunday afternoon hosting the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland took early lead, but LA closed the first half with a 9-7 after a field goal from the kicker. In the third quarter, after this play, on 3rd and goal, Phillip Rivers connects with a Keenan Allen for the first Chargers touchdown of the game, and the four-year veteran brings out his celebratory stanky leg dance. In the fourth quarter, the winless Cleveland Browns tried to make it interesting on 3rd and goal at Chargers territory, but quarterback Sean Kaiser scrambles and eventually turns the ball over by fumbling the ball, and it was recovered by the Chargers to finish the game. The Chargers are currently in a 3-way tie with the Chiefs and Raiders in the AFC West Division after the Chargers win over the Browns and the Chiefs lost over the Jets on Sunday. Now, the Kansas City owns the tiebreaker with a 2-1 record in divisional play. The Chargers and Raiders are both 2-2. The Chargers will be visiting Kansas City Chiefs on December 16th.
Titan Radio is hosting its 3rd annual No Stress Fest this week. Fran Rodardi is live with more.
Titans, are you feeling stressed? Well, Titan Radio has you covered with No Stress Fest with a bunch of ticket giveaways, band performances, and a way to get connected with Titan Radio.
So No Stress Fest, it's a way for Titan Radio and its community to celebrate the accomplishments we've done throughout the semester. The way we celebrate is we have a group of local artists performing. They are Cholo Orange and Aerial View. In addition to that, we're also giving away tickets for Countdown NYE, provided by Insomniac, one of our sponsors, and also Rolling Loud, which is also through one of our sponsors.
No Stress Fest will take place this Wednesday, December 6th from 7 to 11 p.m. So make sure you come on down and you bring your dancing shoes. It'll be located right behind me in Pavilion C, right across from the big Holy Mammoth. I'm Frank Godardi reporting for OC News. Back to you at the desk.
Hey, if you're trying to get your holiday looks on point, our very own Abby Fernandez has some helpful makeup tips for the holiday season.
It's officially holiday season, guys, and if you're anything like me, you come to school and you're done, you don't want to do anything else. So who has that time to get all glammed up for those holiday parties? No one, guys. But don't worry, I got you covered. All you need is a few minutes and a few tools. Alright guys, so we're here with Ashley. She's a professional makeup artist, and she's going to take us from everyday to holiday. Yes, guys, in just 5 minutes. Let's get started.
The first thing I like to do is to do a little brow. I'm just going to brush a little bit there, just to make it a tiny little bit darker. Once the brows are done, we're going to pop on a little eyeliner just to redefine the eyes again. Make sure it really sparkles. So next, now we're just going to pop on a wing to complete the eye look. Nothing to me screams more than holiday is a little gold eyeshadow, so I'm going to pop a little bit just on the center of her lid. So at nighttime and at parties, you want to make sure your face is really well defined, so we're going to pop on some more bronzer. And you can't go to a holiday party without highlights, so I'm going to pop it on those cheeks and make her twinkle. So at any holiday party, you want to make a statement, and you can never go wrong with a red lip. Alright guys, so this is the completed look. It's really simple, literally took us 5 minutes to do it, and all it was brows, eyeliner, glitter on the eyes, and the iconic red lip. Perfect for that holiday party.
Reporting for OC News, I'm Abby Fernandez.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us on OC News.
You can also be part of the conversation by following us on our social media at OC News CSUF. I'm Abby Fernandez.
And I'm John Antonio. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you again next semester.
Happy holidays, guys.
OC News is sponsored in part by Univision Communications, Southwest Airlines, and Casanova McCann.